Welcome to the party, pal. We're at the end of VSA number 3, and that is Vice Academy 3. Yeah, it sucks. Vice Academy 3 finds us almost exactly where we left off in part 2, with a major change, of course. Linnea's character, Dee Dee, has fled the coop. Now, Dee Dee's sister, played by Elizabeth Catane, beautiful young actress. She does a wonderful job. She's actually very warm and enjoyable to watch on screen, and not so much an issue here. She's not the problem with the movie. She comes in, she says, "Oh, I'm Dee Dee's sister. I guess she's been training in the Vice Academy all this time, and now she's going to take Dee Dee's place in the department." Of course, Ginger Lynn's character is still there. We left her off in part 2 in prison, where she was, we thought she had been arrested. At least that's what it seemed like. But apparently she's undercover trying to get get the goods on one of the convicts. And said convict escapes, eventually gets sprayed with some kind of chemicals, and in a Jack Napier / Tim Burton's Joker type of way, she gets green hair and becomes a supervillain who is against recycling? I don't know. I didn't really get that whole thing. But there's like a whole thing where she's kind of against the environment, and that's how they trap her at the end of the movie. However, you may think that that's a pretty linear plot for the most part. But that all is, again, forgotten for various awkward jokes and just terrible pacing. And they also introduced another character played by Darcy Damas, gorgeous actress. She doesn't get naked in this movie, which is interesting enough. She does get naked in other films, but the Darcy Damas character almost takes center stage here, and really, almost takes the spotlight away from Ginger Lynn's character and Elizabeth Catane's character, who I think her name is Candy. If I may be mistaken, but I think her name is Candy. And they're supposed to be the leads, but they are almost superfluous to this movie. You know, Sumo was as shocked as I was. Maybe not as shocked, because he was not a fan of the second one, and he was less of a fan of this one. I mean, if you've got two lead actresses who are supposed to be your linchpins, why wouldn't you give them more to do than waste time? That's all they do, is waste time. That's what's so frustrating about this movie. Darcy Damas' character is a convict who gets out on good behavior. She wants to get into Vice, so they give her a work furlough so she could work in the department. But she knew Malathion, as the escaped convict is going by now, the supervillain character played by Julia Parton, who's got a very healthy chest, and we do get to see it once. FYI, this is sort of off topic, but sort of on topic. I would consider this one a TNA flick. There's a lot of TNA in this movie. As a matter of fact, one of the strippers from Part 2 appears in this movie. She was my favorite actress from Part 2, and she's in this one, and we do see her quite a bit more than we did in Part 2. So kudos to Rick Sloan, the director, for making that choice. A brilliant choice. Anyway, if I feel like I'm all over the place with this plot, it's because this plot is all over the place. Essentially, Darcy Damas' character tries to get swayed by Malathion, the escaped supervillain. She says, "Oh, we shared a cell. Look the other way during my crimes. Don't arrest me, and I'll pay you," or whatever. And then, of course, Ginger Lynn's character wants to get her fired because Ginger Lynn's character is just Holly is just a bitch, just a stone cold bitch. And from what it sounds like, she was a bitch on set as well. So she doesn't like anybody, and nobody likes her. I think Elizabeth kind of likes her, the Candy character. I think they kind of get along a little better than her and Linnea used to get along, but it's only by that little. They barely have any real time to interact until maybe the end of the movie. I mean, before that, they're sort of playing the rivals for like a sexy police scientist. I mean, it's just so dumb. That's essentially the problem with this movie. Simply put, this movie is exhaustingly dumb. Exhaustingly dumb. Just so dumb, it's not even funny. I would even call it embarrassing. I think this is a very embarrassing movie for almost everybody involved. There's nothing in here. There's nothing in here that's redeeming. Honestly, I think this franchise has just burned me out. I think I'm done with Vice Academy. How could, okay, so the first one wasn't great. It was stupid. But I think there was a charm to it. And then 2 and 3 somehow just went downhill in a way that I can't even describe. It is bad. Just stupid, exhaustingly dumb, and not worth your time. It's not worth your time. Yeah, so bad. So bad. Sumo says we should get on with it, and I agree. I think Sumo and I are in agreement here. This movie gets 1 star. Believe it or not, 1 star. Why does it get that 1 star? Well, I know this may look badly on me, but it's got some pretty nice nudity. So I'm going to let it slide with 1 star because of the nudity. But funny enough, you go from 4 stars in part 1, 2 stars in part 2, and now the third one gets 1 star. I worry if I were to continue to watch the Vice Academy movies, if they stay at the 1 star level. I don't know. But so far, Rick Sloan has not proven to be a very interesting director and or a good writer. He's actually very terrible, and unfortunately, the girls on the screen suffer. I don't want to belabor the point and go into more details about why the movie sucks and what the plot is. Essentially, they're trying to stop a supervillain, but they eat shit for half the movie before they actually do that. And of course, Ginger Lynn and Elizabeth Gattain, our leads, are barely instrumental in the plot. They are almost superfluous to it, which I don't get it. I don't get it. Again, the problem I had with the second movie is it feels like they just were making it up as they went along. And the stuff that they thought was probably funny on set just is not. It's not funny. And there's nothing worse or more awkward or more off-putting than comedy that isn't funny. Not only is it comedy that isn't funny, but comedy that, honestly, I can't imagine anybody finding funny. There's nothing funny about this movie. Maybe I'm being too harsh. If I am, I'm sorry. This is just my honest opinion. You deserve my honesty, and I deserve yours. If you like this movie, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know what you enjoyed about the film, besides the actresses. I enjoyed the actresses, don't get me wrong. But if there's something about the style of the movie, or whatever, the vibe, you love that, great. I am very happy for you, my friend. Thank you so much for enjoying the film, and I hope you leave it in the comments and tell me why, because I want to hear all about it. I really do. This is a two-way conversation. As for now, I feel I need to take a break from the VSAs for a while, but I will be back. I'll be covering the rest of the VSA line for Vinegar Syndrome very soon. Depending on when you watch this, I may have already done them. But for now, as we are rushing into the Halloween season, I'm going to take a break on the VSAs. I will be back. It's time to close the theater here. I've got to draw the curtain on the silver screen. Thank you for watching, my friend. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you sharing that time with me. Sumo also loves you, and he wants to remind you, if you're new here, please subscribe. If you do so, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. We come at you daily, and, we'd love to hang out with you again. Okay, partner, I've got to close the theater down, so until we meet again, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video has found you happy, healthy, and well, and I wish you a very pleasant good night wherever you are, and remember, I have always been, and will remain, your friendly neighborhood Master Chaos, and you have been entertained.